beautiful Saturday. Meanwhile, this is us actually wishing you happy new month because it's the first Saturday in the month of December. And you are super blessed to be at the last month, and we want to welcome you. Now, this is the Missing Link, a drive of the heart to build youth development initiative. Their focus is to make sure that young people and youths have a holistic development. And you definitely want to sit back right now because I'm about to learn a whole lot. Victoria Chia is my name, and this is Flow 94.9 FM. I'm not alone in the studio. I have with me one of the founders of the Youth Development Initiative at the Butte.
I like the regular. Yeah, you have an option here.
Okay, so you don't have an option. So the Hearts to Build Youth Development Initiative has a founder by the name Onyinye Rafwachukuma. You're welcome to the program.
Well, happy new month. We're very close to Christmas.
Yeah, we are very close to Christmas. Now, we have a guest today by the name Reverend Mother Mary Trinitas Obi Anika. Ma, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
She is the Superior General, Daughters of Mary, Mother of Mercy Congregation, and I tell you, she has a great height.
Intimidating height. Better put it like that.
You're welcome, Ma.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so today we are looking at a very interesting topic: youths and their moral values in a changing society. And it's something you have to pick your pen and your jotter and sit back because you're about to learn a whole lot. Okay, so Onye, what exactly are moral values?
Moral values are those kind of guiding principles, those guideposts that, that actually informs our actions and our decisions. There are those things we consider very important, those things that we think influence what we want, who we want to become, what we want to do, and how we want to live our life. So these are some moral values, they kind of answer some moral questions. They kind of answer some moral questions, like, what morality is, good or bad.
Okay.
So these are just what they are in simple terms.
All right, thank you very much. Reverend Mother, can you at least help us get to know you more? I don't know, a bird whispered to me, a fine bird, that there is a whole lot of profile that you have when it concerns the youth. Do you care to share with us a little? Yes. Reverend Mother, go ahead.
Yeah, already you have mentioned my name. I'm Reverend Mother.
Mother, say it so that we can hear it from your mouth. I don't think she got it very right. She was speaking her words, Obi Anika.
That's like, I have to. I don't want to make mistakes with the Igbo name. Go ahead, Ma.
So I'm Reverend Mother Mary Trinitas Obi Anika, the President Superior General of Daughters of Mary, Mother of Mercy. I have been a religious for 33 years. Yeah, this year, September, is my 33 years as a religious, and I have worked in some of the African countries, back to Nigeria, from Port Harcourt. Then I was directed to be the Superior General of the Daughters of Mary, Mother of Mercy last year, August.
Wow.
33 good years.
I'm just checking my age, actually, and then I'm like, okay. But you're welcome. Thank you so much. So let's just go ahead. With your wealth of experience around youth, what exactly could you say is moral values?
Yeah, the moral value can be negative and positive. It depends on the point you stand to view the moral values. And moral value, you cannot say exactly is what universally accepted. Moral values means simply what a particular society accepts as the rule of life and what they want the people within an organized society to follow, and what they value as values for morals.
Okay, so these values are actually set up by human beings. It's not the creator, it's just people that set the values. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, people set the value to suit the community or the society they are in.
Okay, so what are these positive values so that we can be able to x-ray it, the positive and the negative?
Yeah, there are positive values. Positive values are the values that, if I may say, is when we mention some of the values, if you say in a particular society, to catch a fish in a particular river is a taboo.
Okay.
And then the people follow it and know that they don't fetch water in that valley. And then there are some values one have at least naturally we are born to love.
Okay.
Naturally we are born to love. We are born to love one another. And we are born to realize that this is my neighbor, this is a human being like me, and I can do charity to this person. We are born to have affection, both from the family and the individuals.
Okay.
We are born to help one another. So these are the ones that are naturally inborn in us.
All right, thank you very much. Onya, I think you should go ahead with telling us about the negative values.
Negative values. Are they to be mentioned? When you talk about people who are ungrateful, ingratitude is not a good value. It's not a positive value. When you are, I don't know, when you are like, you don't give room for the other person. You don't like excuse people. You don't give them opportunity to be themselves. People are made differently. God made us in His image, but we're also made up in different ways. Certain things have influenced our lifestyles. There are things we believe in. There are things we don't believe in. We mustn't actually agree on everything. So we must be able to excuse the other person, give that person that opportunity to say, okay, be yourself. But at some point, we strike a balance. Understanding, that's where understanding comes in. You tolerate one another, then you want to lose. So when you are intolerant, it's not a value. It's not a good value. When you're intolerant, you can go to the other extreme. When you don't respect the sanctity of life. Life is sacred. Life is sacred, and no one should take the other person's life.
Definitely.
And taking life is not just by using cutlass or machete to cut someone. When you lie against people, when you are unjust, when you bear false accusation against your neighbor, these are very negative values that can destroy one person. And as oftentimes people don't know how to manage certain things, they can go to the other extreme and have mental issues. So the issue is that thing you're doing affecting me negatively or positively? If it is negative, then it's a negative value. And if I tell you, like, Victoria, this thing you're doing is actually affecting my mental health. I'm not finding it fun, I can't sleep. And you keep doing it, it means you just want me to, find a way, you want me out of this planet.
Okay, so now let me coach in a little bit. Now, you know that you talked about values being settled by human beings, and people pick values from different places.
Exactly.
Okay, so now if your parents actually give you a particular value, and then you show up in an environment where that value seems wrong, how do you ratify that particular situation?
You know what? We all grew up. None of us became what we are overnight. In your home, how many years do you actually spend with your parents?
At least up to 18.
Up to 18. Okay, let's say the first 10 years. Because the first 8 years, you're in primary school, you're in nursery primary school. You go home, you meet people, and you come back. Your mother or your father tells you, in the night we'll pray. In the morning, you see your parents, you greet them. When your senior is talking to you, you listen to the person.
Yeah.
These are little things you gain. Now, when you go into secondary school about 11, 10, 11, 12, 13, as you're entering your adolescence, age, and you don't want to try a lot of things. At some point, your friends will tell you, come, no, forget that woman now, she too do, don't talk to her, don't greet her. But you remember that, no, my mom told me, my parents told me, I know that when I greet my senior, somehow when I become a senior, someone is going to greet me and respect me. Okay. So at some point, that moral judgment comes in. That's where that training you had growing up comes in.
Okay, let me paint a scenario for you.
Go ahead.
Now, there are people that in their homes, they actually say thank you after you've given them a meal. Their parents, you say thank you. And there are homes where they don't say thank you.
It's an entitlement.
It's not like an entitlement, like probably they didn't just grow up like that. There was no issue like that. Now you find a person move into that family and it looks as though it's a crime. It looks as though it's a crime. So if you find yourself in such scenario, how exactly are you supposed to manage it?
Well, remember, you just painted a picture.
Yes.
Which means, we're talking about youths. And youths are very amenable, even though they can be extremes, at some point. You find the time to listen to that person. I just did some good to you, and you would have said thank you. Say, does it really matter? It matters. When you tell me thank you, I am motivated to do something more for another person. Okay. And when I tell you thank you, thank you for the pen you gave me, it gives you a good feeling. So let the person understand that gratitude has a way of encouraging the giver to give more.
Okay.
Do you understand? And it's a value. It's a value. Let's say that you did something to me. That person, if for instance he or she gave you something and you just walked away, say, it's not you that I gave this thing now. Can't you even tell me thank you? Such persons are eager to ask you to say thank you to them more than the other person. So it's something we also learn. You know, some values are learned. Okay. Some are like the ones we are born with.
All right, thank you very much, Onyinye. Now, Reverend Mother, I want to ask, do you think that parents are still keen on imbibing morals in their children this 21st century?
Yeah, I can say that they are, but there are some factors militating into the parents not fulfilling that role.
Okay, what are they?
Yeah, most often in recent times, you see that parents are so busy out there looking for money to work. The husband is there, the wife is outside there looking for work. They are only after, let me get money to send my child to school. They don't even care what is this child thinking, because the full human being thinks, even in their early stage, that is the time of inquisitiveness, time to know more. But the parents are not there for them. So the parents are failing in this duty on their children, because most of them, they don't know where their children are. They left their children in the hand of mess and peer groups. And when the child gets to peer groups to express that, like a girl child especially, a girl child is supposed to be very close to the mother, because she has a delicate developmental stages, that the mother should be the one guiding the girl child to the next development of the stage. But the parents are not there. They're only after the money, too materialistic, giving the child whatever the child does not even need. The money is good, but it's not everything. If you are not there for the child to confide in you, mom, maybe if it's a girl child, he say, something is coming out from my body, I don't know what it is, something is growing. You see some of them, when they are growing, some of their breasts and so on, they feel shy. And some of them, if not taken care of, they develop low esteem.
Self-love esteem,
yes. So.
Okay, I'm enjoying this particular topic because I have a lot of picture in my head, but we are going to go for a short break. And when we return, I'm going to be asking you some of those questions that you actually be hearing from youths, because I am also a youth. We'll be right back.
It is true that the future is unknown, but we can build our youths for the future. Just as a misguided youth cannot be the future, so let's find the missing link. Let's find the missing link. Heart to Build Youth Development Initiative presents The Missing Link, a program designed to transform the mindset of young Nigerians and deliver impact where they matter most. The Missing Link airs live on Flow 94.9 FM every Saturday by 4 p.m. The Missing Link, pioneering holistic youth development.
I had to say that. Hi. All right, welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is The Missing Link, a drive of the heart to build youth development initiative. Their focus is to make sure that young people have a holistic development. And today we are looking at youths and their moral values in a changing society. And I have with me Onyinye Nwachukwu in the studio.
Great to be back.
And of course, Reverend Mother Mary, you're welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so let's move ahead. Now, I want to specify something from this topic. Youths and their moral values in a changing society.
Yes.
Now, that's to say that our society is changing.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, do you remember that, that there was a time that when a young person sees an older person, they'll stand up? Especially, you know, now the society is changing. You get to the bank and then you have a young person look at an old person, stand there. As far as the line is so long, there are a few young people who would say, okay, ma, how about you join the line? Now, do you think this is part of our society changing?
This one is not about the value system. It's about respect. Even the young person deserves respect.
Okay.
When you are disciplined, it doesn't have to do with age. You come into a place and there is a queue. Join the queue. join the queue, because if I ask Reverend Mother to come and stand in front of me, the person behind me is going to feel offended.
Okay.
But you're talking about we walk into a room now and everybody's sitting down, there is no chair, and I'll get up. I'll get up because for me, she's my senior. You know, understand? And no one is asking me to get up, but that is what I grew up to know. That this person is my senior, I should get up and let her or him sit. You know,
but don't you think that moral value should actually apply to the bank? Where you see an elderly person and then everyone on the queue should at least allow that person go and, you know, do her stuff and then leave. Don't you think that's part of the moral?
Well, I know that in many situations, the elderly, the nursing mothers are given very preferential treatment.
Okay.
Do you understand? So it's also something that we also grew up to know. But remember that respect is earned. You don't want to tell me, my friend, shift now. I'm not your senior. No, that is not respect.
Okay.
But you can say, oh, sorry, I'm actually in a hurry and I have someone in the car who is sick. Could you just allow me to be in front of so that I can do this? The person say, okay, mom, you can go in. That is respect. You don't just bump in because you think you're older. Okay, you must have it this way. No, respect is either way.
Reciprocal.
Mom, is it not true?
It's reciprocal.
Reciprocal. You earn it.
All right, so I'm going to ask you, now that you feel like Reverend Mother actually is the one directing the question right now to you so that it will be clear. Yes, I'm looking at you right now. I have to look like a mother. So basically, now, you feel like our parents have not done well. Now, where else do you think a young person can imbibe good moral values?
Yeah, I think when I said the parents is the fundamental and basic formative stage.
Okay.
And when a child lost it there, probably in a religious setting,
okay,
you can help the child, especially to attend mission schools, because in that place too, the child can also adjust and learn some of these moral values, respect, and then knowing God. Even some child, because of the family background, they don't even believe in God even. But when the next stage is to take the child to church, and then the churches are also encouraged to develop certain programs that recognizes these youth. Involve them in the church activities, give them the knowledge they should know, because I believe if they gather the knowledge they should also know in the church, it will help them. It may augment what they are missing in the family, but definitely not from peer group.
All right, thank you very much, Reverend Mother. Onyeraf, I want to ask you, moral values, are they the same with every country? Every country, is it the same?
It can't be. Remember when Mother was talking to us, the first thing she said is that values are, you know, defined in a particular community. What works for community A may not work for community B. What works for Nigeria may not work for China or USA. So they are also defined by our culture.
So what do you do when you find yourself in a different environment with different values and you already have the ones that you have imbibed?
Let me tell you something. Are you aware that most of us, you know, it's believed that Nigerians are always in a hurry. But once we travel and go to developed countries, we join the queue. So it's not self-adjustment to what obtains in those countries.
Okay.
You understand? Now you go to an office, you're asked to come by 7 a.m. You go there by 6:55 a.m. because they may shut the door by 7:30 a.m. So when you go to a country or a community, you try to learn their culture. What is it that works for them? Then you adjust accordingly. You don't, because you have a mindset from where you're coming from, you impose it on them. No. That is what makes us flexible human beings, to be able to adjust and accommodate one another and each other. Do you understand? Yeah.
Okay, so this is still Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own state. This is that time when we're about to open the phone lines. You can call in and ask us any question relating to morals, relating to changing society. Even if you feel like, okay, fine, I think I'm correct in this. Do you think I'm correct? Maybe you're asking now, I've been doing it this way. Is there anything wrong with it? Now, this is the time to call in and ask those questions so that we have great authorities here to help you get through it. The numbers are 0808-182-6949 or 0811-605-2949. The SMS line is 0906-510-8289. Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
I am fantastic. Pastor Ifeanyi, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Enyera Wachuku. Good evening.
Pastor, it's like you pray every Saturday to get us through, and once you pray, God answers your prayer, and you get us every Saturday. It's good to hear your voice, Pastor Ifeanyi.
It's a pleasure, my dear. And the Superior Mother General, good evening.
Thank you. Good evening. Good evening, Reverend.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My name is Pastor Ifeanyi Emmanuel. I'm calling from Bausi,
Okay.
Isialangwa North, where you also have your convent, DMN.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You see, from your explanation, you are making me to understand that moral values, are influenced by the tradition and custom of the society. Am I right?
To an extent.
Then, if that is the case, I want to ask, are there some natural, virtues, characters that could be linked up with moral value that still exist? If that is the case, can you outline some of them so that we'll be able to know and differentiate? God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a very good one. All right. Spirit Mother.
Yeah.
Go ahead, ma.
Okay, the issue is this. He's asking, are there ones that you are born with? Yes, you are born with learning to love people. By the time you were giving birth to, your mom puts you to the breast, shows you love, you suckle. And in doing that, you're looking at your mother is also looking at you. Again, respect. You also you grow up learning that this is what I should be doing. Thirdly, respect. So there are values we are born with, not because you're going to find it in your bloodstream, but you're born with it because you grew up with it. So it's possible.
So you're saying virtues and moral values could actually go hand in hand?
Exactly. Just as I was saying that at times society also influences our values. Mother wants to say something.
Okay, hello. Okay, we have a caller. Just one.
Okay.
Hello. Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from? Sorry, I didn't. Okay, CJ.
CJ, are you sleeping? Can you speak up?
CJ, call from Maya.
All right, you're welcome to the Misa Link. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. But I have a question. Is there any limit to a person? For example, I want to be showing appreciation to somebody who has been so good and tolerant to me. Is there any limit to that?
Are you asking if there is a limit to showing goodness?
Yes.
CJ, I'm going to ask you that question. Do you think there is a limit to being good?
I can. It all depends on the person you are showing this goodness to.
It's reciprocating.
Some people might take it for granted.
Okay, I think I get where CJ is coming from, and then I think you need to answer him. CJ, thank you for calling in.
So, Mother,
there is no limit to do, because each time you do good to your neighbor, you feel happy.
Is there nothing like over good?
There's nothing like over good.
I thought there's something like over good. Like when you're doing something, you continue doing.
No, you continue doing good to be perfecting good. You continue doing good to one another.
But you know that there are times you have a limit. I mean, you get to that breaking limit. You've been so good to this person, so good, and this person is never one day reciprocating. At some point you get stuck.
Yeah, the issue is that you are doing good because you are following the God who created you, because the good, you cannot outdone God in goodness. So if we are following God that created us and he did something wonderful, created us and keep us alive and protect us and so on, God is never tired in doing good and keeping us alive. So we can, as well as God's children, not get tired in doing good. We will continue to do good. And each time you do good, you feel happy.
Exactly.
You feel good.
Exactly. So do it because it makes you feel good, not because of that person.
Not
actually.
because you are doing it to that person.
Exactly.
You do good because it's good to do good.
To do good. As simple as that.
Good to do good. CJ, I hope you heard that. This is still the Missing Link drive of the Youth Development Initiative that is focused, that I have to put it always, focused on making sure that young people have a holistic development. The numbers are still 0808-182-6949. Okay, when you call us, step away from your radio set. Hello, good evening. Hello. You are live. Okay, I guess there is the network. Now, do not forget that we're still talking about youths and their moral values in a changing society. And we're trying to x-ray where exactly do these moral values come from? Who is responsible for imbibing it at first? If you happen to find yourself in a different place, what exactly should you do? And of course, Onyera Nwachukwu has been doing justice to that. And
well, V, just to remind us that laziness is not a value. It's not a positive value.
It's not. It's
not a positive value.
But someone can rest back.
It's not rest.
It's a different
rest. You wake up in the morning, you don't do anything,
and you eat manna to fall.
You eat in the morning, afternoon, night. You sleep. You take your shower. Just every day. For goodness sake, whose food are you eating? Not when you are like dependent on your mom. You know, for me, I mean that every young person, you're talking about youth, not children now, every young person should aspire to do something. It must be something that earns you money, but just add value to life.
Yeah.
You know, adding value to somebody's life is different from just being valueless.
And that's true.
You understand? You just wake up in the morning and just sleep. They wake you up, tell you to go and take your bath, but no one will tell you to go and eat. So being lazy is not a value, and a lot of young people are becoming lazy. Please, here is to tell you, don't be lazy. Please.
Use your energy to work.
Yes.
Use your energy to work.
Use your energy to work, because for every country to keep on their developmental level, the youth are the point.
And the future.
They are the future, because they are the one that will carry the future, and that is why we are all concerned about, some of the policies in a particular country to really be directed to favor the youth, and also the leaders, because they are the role models of this youth, because they are going to be the future leader. So we also encourage those in the leadership role, both in the church and in the government, to try to play that role model to these youths.
All right, thank you so much. This is where we draw the curtain. But I also want to recognize the Secretary General, Daughters of Mary Mother of Mercy Congregation, Reverend Sister Petrolina Igwilo.
Call her the 2IC.
She's also here with us. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for your presence.
All right, and Onyera, thank you for joining us today.
Always a pleasure.
Superior General herself, thank you, Reverend Mother Mary, for joining us today. It's been fantastic.
Thank you very much.
We've learned a lot. The calls, the phone lines are still buzzing. When we ask you to call in on time. All right, same station, same time. Of course, another Saturday, when we'll also be dishing out some of the beautiful topics that youth should actually know and learn from. Victoria Ichie is my name, and this is where we
are you forgetting Father Augustine?
I am not.
Please do not.
Okay, so of course, Reverend Father Augustine, thank you so much.
So longer off air.
Thank you so much for all that you're doing to make sure that this program is a success. We appreciate you and Onyera for this initiative. Till we come your way another time, have a very beautiful Saturday.